So, a few more reflections. This light is supposed to be on, but I guess I don't need it. Okay. Unraveling. Talked a lot about unraveling from things that are being cast in from outside influences. But there is also the unraveling, the removing, the releasing, the rescinding of hooks that I send out into the world. The things I try and grasp onto, whether for meaning or for importance. Perhaps the retreat thing, the expectation of what it could be, that I will reach some amazing point, some nirvana moment, and my world will change. And when I get to the other side of the retreat, I will be a whole new person, and the angels will sing with every step that I take on the earth. Flowers will bloom, and the sun will always shine. And I will be someone completely different. And that, A, is not the purpose of this retreat. And B, is very rare a happening. It can feel like that. I have been in activities, retreats, and meditations and classes where it feels like that I leave the event a shiny new soul, but then I return home. And the ties creep back in and remind me that I am this person and I have these reactions to these things or these people or those words or this climate or that food, or our bodies are so chemical. So many things written, both habit and in the DNA, that this is going to react to that, and then it affects us a different way. If you've ever been allergic to something in a way that's not typical, you don't, break out sneezing or become blotchy. It's not obvious. Maybe you get a little tired, or sorry, cat. Maybe you get a little hazy in the eyes, but it could very well be that your glasses are dirty or there's something in the air, or it's the little things that are the most annoying because they're not overt. You can't say definitely, oh my goodness, this happened, so this happened. It's like, well, I had nuts outside on a beautiful spring day today, and I'm feeling kind of not 100%. Is it because I went outside, so it's pollen? Is it because I had nuts? Is it because I walked when I usually don't? It's not an immediate thing. It's so many little things that get together. So I think that was a sidetrack. The point of tonight's reflection, tonight's focus, is that it is the little things that are going to change. I'll still like the same music for the most part. I will still like the same food for the most part. My body and I may come to an agreement that we're not going to do this for a while and see how it works. But my expectation that Sunday morning I will wake up and everything will be right in the world, and all the things that I wish to be improved will be improved. It's not realistic because that is not how I work. I work in increments. I work slowly. I work in the consistent repeating it over and over and over again. Um, I have been able to change the habit of eating whenever I feel bad into reading whenever I feel bad. It's not necessarily any better. There's still a total lack of exercise, but it is a way to help myself not assume that I'm hungry, if that makes sense. Um, for example, if I had pain in my knee, the pain used to translate to hunger because if I eat something, I feel better. There's that comfort, and it changes the focus from the pain to the wonderful things that I'm stuffing in my mouth, food wise. So it was an association, it was a habit, and now, so I thought that the pain feeling was a hunger feeling. That's how it started becoming interpreted. Now I have switched it to reading. So the pain feeling is sometimes comes as an intense desire to walk away and read a book. But I know that that means something now, so I can pay more attention. But that did not happen the day I realized it. That happened, okay, this is the reaction, this is what I do. This is the reaction, this is what I do. This is the feeling, this is what I do. This is the feeling, this is what I do. This is the feeling because of this. So this is my habit. I'm going to change this habit. This is the, why am I doing this? Because this feeling, I want to change this habit. Okay, this is the feeling. And then there's a pause. I want to do this instead. This is the feeling. I want to do this instead. So now, granted, I am back into habit mode for the most part, but it is easier for me to go and pick up the book and go, do I really want to read? Than it was to go, do I really want to eat? So things can unhook from habits that I do not wish to have. But it is not immediate. This I know about myself. So I will be me, the slightly different. We're never the same me every day. We always learn something in the day, add another depth to the rut of this habit, or add a new perspective. But I won't be someone I don't recognize. And I do think that that may be a fear, an expectation that as I reach for the goals I want to achieve, that I will become somebody I don't know. Admired by all, yes, and famous, and or wealthy, and or totally happy all the time, and or that's somebody on the TV screen who I do not have any emotional connection with whatsoever. And therefore that's lonely. But that's not what's going to happen. I will be me. I will simply be a little happier, a little more at peace, a little less inclined to do something I don't understand, and hopefully less inclined to reach out for validation or reach out to the future and say, I'm doing this because this amazing thing is going to happen. No, I'm doing this because it feels right now. Because I know that in the next 5 minutes or tomorrow, I will feel better for having done this. Not because in a month from now, I will be doing it again. And in a month from now, I will be this amazing person, or I will create my whole schedule around this new thing that I've discovered. I'm babbling. So there's something there I'm still trying to get to, that I'm trying to unlock. After I did the house cleansing, which I did with Palo Santo water, just walked around and spritzed it. I did my feelings meditation, which is a quick 4-part thing I do sometime on what am I feeling. And it can be, whatever I am feeling. It doesn't have to be bad. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling proud of this. I'm feeling a little about that. Or, how I feel physically. Then there's time spent on how do I want to feel. And it doesn't have to be different from how I do feel. I can continue to feel happy. And then there's time spent on how does that feel physically, because often for me, I can tell how I'm feeling depending on, like, if my jaw is clenched, that means I'm actually tense about something. I might not know what. Also, posture, I'm realizing, helps a lot. And my therapist talked about, you put your shoulders back so you can breathe, and that also helps. And then the 4th part is actually sitting in that feeling, physically being in that feeling. And when I was doing that, because, today's a pretty good day, but I'm not, all exuberant and excited. And there is a tendency to be melancholy, to be poignant, to feel left behind in a way. And I don't know why. And I don't know if that's real or if it's the label that I have given that feeling, because it is not bouncy, cheery, sarcastic, angry. It's not anything big. It is a sit feeling, S-I-T. And so that is what I'm going to work with, focus on for my meditation, which will be next. It'll be the quick kind of meditation. I'm just going to sit somewhere comfortably and do my 3 deep breaths that bring my attention into the heart center. Because that is where ideally emotions will come from, where a positive reaching out will come from, not from the head, not from trying to, mind over matter, heart over matter, heart over everything, just open heart, reaching through that filter, through the filter of love. And not, I love, but unconditional love and acceptance for myself as well as others. It's so the meditation, doing it through there, that is what feels right for me. That is what feels both open and connected, and in the positive way. The things I like to unravel from are out here, hooked on like the this energy shell instead of this energy shell. And every time I do something that works, it gets stronger inside, in my core, my heart center. So I'm going to do the meditation, just breathe down into it, and contemplate the feeling of melancholy versus expectation, I think. Because again, expectation. Oh, you're doing this retreat. What are you going to do? What's your agenda? How are you going to? And when you come back, you'll have to tell me all about it. And I've been saying, I've been very proud of myself to actually tell people, yeah, I'm doing a self retreat this weekend. I was saying, yeah, I'm gonna sit and reflect and meditate, see what feels right. And I hope that will be my answer on the other side. Yeah, I sat and reflected and meditated on, being at peace. Instead of having to have accomplished something to present to the world. One feels full of purpose, something that other people can understand even. The other feels a little soft and maybe a little lonely, kind of melancholy, because would anybody actually really understand it? A few people do. I know who you are. But and maybe you are one who does. But that melancholy is not a feeling that's necessarily a happy one, but it doesn't have to be a bad one. It doesn't have to be labeled bad. So that is my intention, to do that. And then I will probably take a bath and go for the night. I'm not sure if I'll be back tonight or not. We'll see. We'll see if I feel like expressing anything. It is very weird not to have expectations of what to do next. But on the other hand, that's how the daily life is anyway. I know I need a general thing at the end of the day, do the dishes, feed the cats, feed myself, exercise, get ready for bed and go to bed. But it's a little fluid. So I get to practice unhooking from expectation and figuring out what feels right for my body, what will bring me joy in the moment and tomorrow as well. Yeah. Okay. May we all have a fabulous day. Night.